Yes. Yo. Yes. Yeah. Oh, lobby, में ना? Yeah, okay. Such as? Yep, that's what I thought. Who would have thought? I don't even know what to say. I mean, yeah, the individual player thing makes so much sense to me. Link shared with Sub SMP.
You can have this feeling anytime you choose.
Yes, everybody, welcome back to Uzi Mumbai, the hub of everything Mumbai City FC. And today's live is a bit of a serious one. So, first off, no jokes about the hair. Second of all, it's good to be back. I guess it's been very long, huh, Shlok?
Way too long, dude.
Why?
Um,
Do we have any
yeah,
excuses?
it's just like, when was the last time we went live? Maybe like a month back.
I think more. Do we have any excuses? I don't think so.
Nah. Like maybe like एक दो हफ्ते बीच में I would have been busy, but then
Yeah, same.
like, we should have done one.
With the exams and
done it.
everything. Yeah, but okay, so we're back, and there is a pretty specific reason why we're back, right? And if the title of the video isn't clear enough, it's what's happening at Mumbai. As no jokes about the hair, I swear. So this is a bit of a serious one, so I don't actually want to laugh. So there's been a lot of news that's been coming in from the back room and from everywhere else around the news sources around Mumbai City FC, and the first big one obviously is not Jackie, it's Amrinder Singh. Now reportedly, Khel Now exclusive or whatever you want to call it, that Amrinder Singh has been offered a deal by ATK Mohan Bagan. It's a 5-year contract, which is around 10 crores in value, and he would essentially leave Mumbai City FC, and he could leave Mumbai City FC as soon as this month, actually. From what we're hearing, they're not mucking about. They don't want to get him on a free. They want him now, and they want to take him get him for the title charge. So it's a bit of a shocker, that one. And okay, first we'll list down the news, right, and then we'll probably break everything down. Does that sound fair or right, Shlok? I don't know. You haven't said something. Yeah, I can't hear you. That's what I was wondering. Your mic's not working.
Sorry.
Hello? Your mic's not
Hello.
working.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I'm just busy putting the links out. That's why I've been
Yeah,
a
yeah.
bit quiet.
So I'll list down the news, whatever I can remember, and then um, we'll break them down one by one, right? Uh, so yeah, first is Amrinder Singh leaving to ATK Mohan Bagan. There's no official confirmation yet from other technically reliable sources like Goal.com that usually gets the news right regarding Indian football. They haven't come out with the news yet. Neither has Marcus Magulao, but Marcus sir has said that there is no smoke without fire. Um, but from what we're hearing, it's pretty damn close, and it's heartbreaking essentially to even talk
I
about it.
mean, yeah. I mean, what's the date today? It's 23rd or 24th, right?
23rd, yeah,
And so 31st, the transfer window is going to be open.
yeah,
So they have to get him and register him before that,
yeah,
right? If possible. So, I mean, we're looking at potentially what could be Amrinder's last match. Either the EB one was his last match,
yeah.
or the Chennai one could be his last match if they don't finalize the deal in these 2-3 days. But yeah, I mean, it's a very grim situation, really. And then there's always that looming problem of if not January, then it's gonna come knocking in May, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's very saddening news. I can't, but I actually can't deal with it. Let's move on to the next news. Second news, obviously today the big
No,
announcement.
let's wait. I think the Nawaz and all, right?
Right. So yeah, Nawaz. They're saying that Nawaz has been approached. That's what Khel now saying it's done. I don't know. I don't think that's the news because everyone else is saying that Nawaz is the one who's been approached, has been approached, right? Juan Ferrando has come out in his latest press conference and said, we all know that his future is not with Goa. He seems to be incredibly out of favor, at Goa right now, and he is looking for a way out. Hyderabad was apparently the front runners for him. That doesn't seem to be the case anymore. The news regarding Amrinder Singh and Lubera's past. And then the third news, obviously, Jackie Chand Singh has joined Mumbai City FC today on a swap deal from Jamshedpur. He signed a 2.5 year contract till 2020.
1.5.
2023.
Farouk is from 2023, right?
Nah,
Jackie's on 2022.
2023. Jackie's also 2023.
Oh,
Gotta
gotta read up the thing.
Yeah, it's a swap deal. It's a straight swap. No transfer fee involved, and yeah, it's 2.5 year contract, which will it's look, okay, we'll break the news down first, right? These are three pretty massive headlines to look at.
End of 2023.
Yeah, end of 2023. So first things first, Amrinder Singh. He's been offered a 10-year contract, which would span 5 years. So that's
5-year contract.
Yeah, that's essentially two crores a year.
Yeah.
Now, my problem with the deal, he's earning very close to that in Mumbai already. If I'm not wrong, he's earning 1 to 1.5 crores at Mumbai already. He's one of the highest paid. I think he's the second highest paid player in India right now, just before Chetri. And
Jingan, do you have any idea how much he's getting?
see, I'll tell you, when Jingan was in Kerala, he was last year. He was offered 5 crores. He was offered 5 crores to join ATK, and then he said no.
But is that an upfront payment or is that like a
That's
salary?
apparently a salary, like a yearly, which is shocking to me. How do you deal with 16 crores? Yeah. Then he rejected, obviously. Now I'm assuming he's on a similar contract. I'm assuming 2.5 as well.
3, yeah.
Obviously, a lot of the fees is filtered out, and they'll make it look a lot less than it actually is.
Yeah.
Right. So
Just
my deal is that Amrinder Singh is already earning very close to that in Mumbai. So one or two things, right? Either that Amrinder Singh doesn't want to stay at Mumbai anymore, right? He just wants to leave Mumbai, and that's why he's fine with it. Or number two is that Lubera just doesn't want to keep him. He's fine with him leaving, and because I don't know why would he be fine with him leaving.
Yeah, I mean, he's been so good so far. And I mean, dude, Nawaz isn't like, in you talk about Libera's style of play, this, that, distribution, Lord Allah. So Nawaz isn't that special at distribution. How many times, dude, every time he got pressed this season, he kicked the ball out for a throw in. Like,
He's been
what? Like, even if you were like, even if it was like an Ederson kind of situation where you're like trying to get a keeper who can play out from the back,
Exactly.
it would still make like, a bit of sense. This is just like a clear downgrade, dude. Like, why do you want Nawaz?
Yeah, so this brings me to my actual point. It's a term I learned yesterday from Akash Sharma's Twitter. The Goafication of Mumbai.
Yeah,
Right, what he says is that essentially Mumbai is looking more and more exactly like Goa.
yeah.
And
that bothers me, honestly.
that bothers me a lot. Now, when we signed Bumu, all right, he's a brilliant player, regular transfer. Same with Fall, Jahu, and Mandar on the side, right? Out of the four, only Mandar is the one who's been at Goa before, who's at like kind of like the mainstay. So him moving obviously was a shock, but the remaining
System player, ठीक है.
yeah, the remaining three players came with Lubera to India, and now they've left with Lubera to Mumbai. Now Jackie is another player that we know, Lubera loves. But there's no chance that you can't make another Jackie. Like
Yeah,
Jackie
exactly.
is a
Like,
phenomenal.
why are you going for the exact same player?
Exact. No,
I mean,
the exact same player. Now Jackie, all right, still you can defend him, right? He's a brilliant player, probably the best winger in India right now. What about Amir Ranawade? What? Oh, for fuck's
I mean, in Amir's defense, he's been playing well, actually.
sake. He has been playing well, but what can he do that
Yeah, I mean, like,
Sarthak can't
I'm
do?
pretty sure there's like a good enough fullback as his replacement. Like, he does a decent job every game, but like a lot of fullbacks do a decent job every game.
Yeah, you don't. If you're looking for decent, there's so many decent players we have. We have Rakib, who's more than decent, who's actually very good. We have Sarthak, who is more than very good, right?
Sarthak's just gone, dude. Like,
Sarthak
he just
is-
like vanished.
It's the treatment the existing players have been getting is becoming more and more shocking to me day by day, right? I'm talking about Saurav Das and Vidyananda, absolutely shunned out in a way that they've almost actually been replaced, right? They've got Tondamba and Rolopuya, who are very similar players, if not the exact kind of players they are. I can understand squad depth to a limit, but you have existing players. Use them properly. You can develop them. You can use them.
Yeah.
Don't treat them so poorly.
Give them a few minutes. I mean, like, I was disappointed by the fact that Jahu stayed on after Bright came on. Dude, he was running circles around Jahu. And, okay, man, like, nonchalance is one thing, it's like, yeah, cool. I can like, fuck with the ball, that's okay. But, like, dude, if your player is defensively not good enough, replace him.
Forget defensively not good enough. Whenever Jahu gets a yellow, he is the biggest liability on the pitch. We've seen that.
Yeah, no doubt. Dude, like, walking on thin ice and shit, dude. Fucking hell. Like,
Walking on the thinnest ice. Jahu has become. Look, Jahu is a great player at what he does, right? The distribution, the deep line playmaking. He is the league's best in that, no doubt. But when he's tired or when he has a yellow and becomes, lethargic, lazy, he gives away the ball too much. He tackles when he tries to recover the ball, he actually ends up fouling the player so much more. He had more red cards than he had yellow cards until like the last game or the last game. That's incredible to me. That's truly incredible to me, right?
yeah.
When
I fail to understand why you can't bring on someone like Vidyananda in that case who like proper energy. Like, you want to stop Bright, you want a player who has like the dynamism to move and stop Bright. Jahu is
Exactly.
like a very standing tackle kind of player.
exactly,
He'll time it to perfection and then he'll do it. Bright, he can't stop Bright. Like, you can't have a static player doing that.
You
Within
can't.
and that you can cover distance and all.
Yeah.
It's just
So it brings to the bring to the foyer the question that do individual players just have too much of a say in how the team plays, of how the team even shapes up or lines up. Yesterday when Boomo got replaced, Boomo was pissed. He was livid. He was absolutely going in at the whole staff and everyone at the bench. You
Mhm.
can't have that
Yeah.
when you
I didn't notice it, but probably could be, yeah.
right. So he was pissed. The commentators kept on telling us how angry he was. He's still going at it, and this was a minute after the substitution was done and he was off the pitch. He didn't even go to the bench. He went directly to the tunnel or wherever the locker room is. That's
This is like 84, 85 minutes in, and you have a game in 3 days, dude. Like, Jesus, it's not even like a problem.
exactly my point. So that now Jahu, we've seen him get a yellow, and we kept on, even though they didn't need to keep him on before.
Hmm.
It's happened before with us. It's happened before with Goa. The hesitance for Lobera to just take the player off, do something about the players. It's it's it,
Nishad says, I'm telling you now, Jackie's coming. Rainier is going to be a bench player, maybe not even in the squad. That's worrying so bad. No, not really, because you can't play Jackie and Bipin in the same team.
but I'll tell you something, Shlok.
Hmm.
I don't think Riani is going to play. The more I look at it,
Why?
look, Bipin has barely featured on the right hand side.
Huh, so,
Right, Jackie is the guy who's going to definitely play on the right hand side.
yeah.
Jackie is not going to be removed any games. He is going to be the guy.
Hmm.
He is their Boomu. He is their his Boomu. He is his Jahu. He could be on a
Hmm.
yellow. Could have broken 5 players' legs. He's not going to be taken off because
Hmm.
that's how much he trusts him. And Bipin is shaping into the same mold.
Hmm.
I don't think Jackie and Bipin, no, Jackie and Rainier are going to feature too much. I
The way
just
I see it, the way I see it is more of how do I put it? It's more like that whole balance wala standpoint, right?
Mhm.
When you have one side of player who's more of like a midfielder in a wing position,
who keeps
right?
one who keeps the width and one who
One who keeps the width and one who inverts in. And I
yeah.
don't see Bipin or Jackie, either of them, being technically good enough to do what Rainier does. Like the great wingers who can put in crosses and like beat one man with speed, but then Rainier is better with tight spaces and controlling possession. So,
But we've seen Rainier be more dispensable under Libera than we've seen Bipin be. Bipin has been taken off a
fair.
lot, so has Rainier. But for me,
I don't blame him for that though.
I don't blame him either. But with Bipin,
And Bipin has been phenomenal, dude. Like, why would you take Bipin off?
yeah, but even then, he has been taken off when. Even last game, I don't think he should have been taken off. If you're going to sit deep and you're going to hit them on the counter, who's
But do
the?
you think it could be because we have a game in 3 days?
I don't think so. He's played players before when we had a game in 2 days. It's not
Has he?
affected him before. Yeah, it's
And,
I think the Chennai game we had. That was 2 days after we had the Odisha game, I think.
hmm.
And we played Fall, we played Borges, we played Bipin, and then Bipin played the next game as well. And I think Bipin played
Acha.
the full 90 as well.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, it just for me, this is just tip of the iceberg, right? We obviously you and I, because we are involved in I don't know the media side of shit, all the shit now as well. Like we have our contacts. We hear a lot of whispers and we hear a lot of this
Yeah.
thing that does create the foundation for your judgment. Even the 50-50 news is looked
Yeah,
at
yeah,
in
yeah,
a
yeah.
different view
Yeah.
because of what we hear and what we don't hear.
Yeah.
Shocker! This Amrinder Singh news isn't out of the blue. It's been in works for uh, a week or 2 weeks, maybe. Right? So
Legitimacy wise, it is true. 80K is going for Amrinder. That is a fact. Now, the question is about when.
the
Is it going to
question,
be Jan Mein? Is it going to be end of the season?
Exactly.
Pata nahi.
My the biggest problem I have is that how is he so dispensable as a player that you are
I mean, either
fine?
you're not offering enough money on the table, which is just plain stupid.
Yeah,
You literally have the most informed keeper of India sitting right ahead of you.
and you want
Give him
Nawaz?
fucking 3 crores a year. I don't care, but keep him on.
Exactly.
Some things you have to do. Some things you have to do from an icon point of view as well. He stayed
It's
here for this long. You want to build that image around your club. Keep him. You have the
it's
money to do that. Yeah.
it's a horrible decision from every standpoint I see it. Right? It just adds fuel to the fire that Lubera only wants his players.
Hmm.
He's fine with letting the best keeper in India. He's not. It's not even
Okay,
an
wait.
argument.
Okay. What if this is the case?
Hmm.
The board isn't ready to give a contract to Amrinder.
Hmm.
Okay. Assuming this is not on Lubera. Assuming Lubera wants to keep Amrinder, but either because of personal reasons or for administrative reasons, the club cannot afford to keep Amrinder in the club. So it's not on Lubera. Which keeper would you go for then? As a more immediate replacement, someone who's going to be a free agent in the summer.
See, I don't
Like,
even
would
want a
you?
free agent. I'd rather play Furba than any other keeper. I honestly think.
Okay, okay.
I honestly think compared to Nawaz, he's already better, and he hasn't even played a game. But from what I've seen, he's just as error prone, but maybe less. He's a bit more confident. Uh, and his distribution, like because obviously Real Kashmir didn't build out from the back or whatever. But
Yeah.
even his slightly longer kicks, like medium kicks, which would be in the space
Mid third.
between more like mid third, they would be a lot more accurate than your average keeper.
Okay.
I would not want Nawaz. Nawaz just blocks Furba, and it just add fuels to the fire that Lubera can't have or develop players anymore, etc. etc. It from every single look, even the CFG point, right? It brings a. I forgot to mention this. From what I heard, Amrinder Singh, it's hard for me to call him Paji right now because I'm just so pissed with the whole transfer saga, right?
Yeah.
He recently changed his management team, right?
Okay.
And it's the same management team that manages Dheeraj Singh. Dheeraj just got to move out, so obviously the management team would have want some amount of commission
Their
from
own
it,
guy to come in. Okay.
and now they would want their own guy to move again so that they can make big bucks again. 10 crores is a lot of money, right? And on that basis of commission, that agency or whatever that whoever they are, they would be earning
Yeah.
lot of money. For me, it's sad. It hurts me to say this but this move seems like a not a malicious intent, but it seems like there is wrongdoing or like intent of disrupting.
There's a lot of commercial intent behind it.
There's a lot of commercial intent from each party, every single party
Right.
involved. I'm talking about the management. I'm talking about the manager. I'm talking about Amrinder Singh. I think he wants to leave. From what we hear, even when the moment he reaches 80k Mohan Bagan, he is going to earn a lot of money as like bonuses and fees as well, right? Which is
Yeah,
outside
just
his.
today I saw this tweet, which was like the wage structure in India is on a 70-30 basis. So 70% is jotted down as incentives, and 30% is the salary
They actually
that
receive.
they show. Yeah, so even if it's like 10 crores over 5 years, they'll put out like 7 crores over like really basic incentives like play 5 games a season.
Exactly.
Something that's expected to be done. But because it's a bonus, they cannot like cover it in the salary cap, I think,
Exactly.
because it's an if, right? So yeah, just that, yeah, exactly. So
So for me, there is a very I don't know disloyal bunch of people who are all involved in this deal right now. Not disloyal. That's a very wrong term. I suppose.
I don't understand who to point fingers at, in a sense. I mean,
Exactly.
I just don't know, dude. I just don't know, because okay, wait, someone's like, but can it be that Amrinder wants to force the move? Again, see, you get money on one side in India, Indian football, there is very little loyalty when money's involved.
Mm-hmm.
Either you're big enough to command whatever wage you want, someone like Chetri or Jingan. Even Jingan moved from Kerala, dude. He had like what, a year pending on his contract, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like people will move for money because there's no future after playing. Maybe you can start your academy and shit, but that's nowhere as close to
Mm-hmm.
how
Yeah.
much you'd get when you're playing. So I don't blame Amrinder for wanting more money,
Exactly.
but I would rather blame the club for not seeing the reality and being reluctant towards paying. I don't know how much the club is offering at this point. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if he'll raise the bar because I can't tell. But I hope he at least make like a proper effort. And like if he's gonna move, the only reason I want him to move is either like stature or some shit like that,
Yeah.
not because of like a personal grievance.
See, for me, if he moves and if the management at the club is responsible for it, I would I would definitely not only point fingers, but I would bring it up every single time that you've let someone who's not just a very big man in this club's small history or short history, but he's also the best Indian goalkeeper right now. He is the best goalkeeper you can get.
Yeah,
If you don't have the intent enough to hold him down, regardless of everything he's done for the club, he's been through the worst period of this club. He's been through the semi-final heartbreaks. He's been through the last year heartbreak when we just failed to qualify. He's been through the semi-final heartbreak again in
season
season
4
three
when we were just downright shit.
when we were absolutely garbage. When nobody even batted an eye at him. Everyone was looking at Arindam and everyone was looking at Gurpreet Singh to be the next best keeper and Subrata Paul. He stuck with us and
Hmm.
he gave his all, signed contract extensions. He gave his all.
Dude, yeah, he signed a contract when we were shit. Like honestly,
Why
just
would he not sign one now?
yeah, exactly. Like he loves the city, he loves the club, he loves the fans. I feel that there can't be a problem where he feels like uncomfortable with the club culture or he's like, I don't like this club, so I want to move out.
Exactly.
I feel like emotionally he is connected. I think it's about the money here. Uh, Again, and then it's what's more annoying is like how easily Nawaz is just being considered. Like we are not fucking FC Goa, dude. I don't care if there's like a keeper who's like even 50% worse than Nawaz is. I would take him just because he's not like a
From
Goa
FC
player.
Goa.
I hate that image. Like
I see. I'm fine with us being called FC Goa Light because of the players we bought in the summer, right? Those are players that came
Summer's fine. Yeah.
with Lubera. But if you're only going to specifically target Goa players, that's just stupid. That makes me.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Like that's dumb.
You part of the City Football Group. It has one of the most extensive networks in global football. You want a foreign player, get a foreign player. Ask CFG to help. You don't have to just go and
I
get players.
There's like five better keepers, at least five better keepers than him, than fucking Nawaz. In like as of now, like buy someone like TP Renish, decent. Buy Debjit or someone.
this this
They're decent keepers.
look. I'm telling you, TP Renish, Furba, these guys are already better than
Yeah,
Nawaz, and I can't believe that Nawaz is the first guy in consideration just because he was at Goa. What
yeah.
he conceded a
Give you
direct goal from the
another
corner.
Yeah. I'll give you another example of a player in case money scenario. One of the players from 80K had a chance to come at Mumbai City before the 2018-19 season, but the player chose money over game time. I won't give you the player's name, but it's true. Uh, yeah,
I think that's
yeah, it's highly possible. I mean,
Komal.
there's so many players, dude. Look at like your younger players like Komal Tatal and all who just join big clubs just to sit in reserves and not get game time for 3-4 years. I mean, training is another thing, but like as a young player, you would want like at least
To
10,
play.
15 minutes a game. Yeah, exactly.
Komal Tatal hasn't started a single league game since the first year he joined 80K.
Ashutosh says, why is that stupid? He has worked with them and for their development, why would he not get him back? Because there's better options in the market as of now.
See, okay, facts. Lubera doesn't work with the keepers. right?
Yeah.
There's a different goalkeeper coach in Goa, and there's a different goalkeeper coach here. Arguably, we
Yeah?
have the best goalkeeper coach in India right now.
I
It
thought Juanma was in Goa.
No, Juanma wasn't. Juanma was in Saudi. I think he's part of the CFG network more than he is part of
Oh.
the Veras network. So Nawaz is, if you're the top, if you're the table topper, you want the best players in every place you play. The goalkeeping spot is one spot where you don't have a lot of players, you don't have a lot of options, right? We have been blessed with the best keeper in India.
Yeah.
You can't just let him go. You can't just let him walk away so easily.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking, right? And this is just one news. We covered 3 news, right? I do want to go to the next news because we've been talking about this for like a shitload of time now. What, it's been 35 minutes.
Bless you.
Yeah, bless you, Slok. I forgot to. Bless you.
Yeah, sorry. No, but I think no. Like, you know what? This warrants discussion because it's one
No.
of the biggest. I feel it's like a turning point in our image, and it's something like the fans should be demanding. You know, so if this video is going to be what catalyzes the fans, if this video is going to be something that gives them the reality, I'm willing to talk about it for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
I don't mind. But
We know that we get picked up by the clubs as well. Like we get noticed by some of the fans, right? We may not be the biggest channel or whatever, but it is what it is.
I mean, again, like the purpose of this channel, even if 10 people are watching, I don't care. But
That's
it's
the
like to
purpose. Yeah,
inform 10
it's to
people,
get people
and then they
talking.
carry it on. Yeah.
Exactly. That's why we started this channel, and it's moment like these why we need
Nawaz was a
to.
goalkeeper when Goa were table toppers. If Amrinder's going out, Nawaz. Okay, Goa when they were table toppers. Tell me how many goals did they concede, and how many goals have we conceded this season?
Exactly.
Do you think? Do you think a team that is sorry? Yeah.
No,
go
go
on.
on.
Yeah, I mean, and look at Nawaz this season. How many goals has he conceded? Why has he conceded them? How many errors is he making? Just
Wait,
because a
yeah.
goalkeeper is playing for a good team that has played for 3 years together
Yeah.
does not make him a good goalkeeper.
I do want to bring this up, right? Nawaz. From what I saw, right? This year he's what conceded? How many goals has he conceded? 1.1 goals. That's what 11 goals in 10 games.
That's poor.
Right now, wait. How many goals did he
11 goals
concede?
conceded, 1.9 saves per game. That's almost 2. But I don't think that's great. That's a 63% save rate. I have to bring in X saves and shit.
Yeah,
My
look.
bigger problem is with respect to like the passing and all.
Exactly. Look, for me, okay, here's what people also don't consider, right? When you dominate possession, your keepers aren't going to be called into action that much, right? So when you're a top team, you need someone who's you need someone who is confident with the ball, but also someone who makes big saves, not regularly good saves, but who comes up trumps when he's called upon. Amrinder Singh is that player. That save against KNAZ against Hyderabad is the best save I've seen anyone make in India. Right, and this is after we've had foreign goalkeepers like Doran Soro play with us.
He's
and
been doing it year in, year out, dude. The save against Okbeche
Exactly.
last year.
The save against Okbeche, it almost was the catalyst to us qualifying for what, top 4. If we concede that, then I'm losing all hope from the first game itself, right?
Yeah.
And like this is just the tip of the iceberg. For me, it's we've never had like formal protests, or we've never had like arguments with the management, because we've had a very good relationship with the management for most of our tenure as fans. Like, not just us, like Mumbai City FC fans in general. This move is one that for me, potentially,
It could be divisive.
it could be. Look, okay, it's not that I'm saying that Nawaz is better than Amrinder, but if Amrinder wants to go, then they have to. It's not about him wanting to go. It's about why has this situation even come up. It's not that we've seen players not like leave every single year your contract gets over, right? If you're playing well, especially when you're at the top of the table, there's more to it than
Think of
just.
it this way. We top the league this year.
Mhm.
Next year we go to ACL. Do you want Nawaz like conceding left, right, center there? No, you want the same keeper as this year. We don't want our asses handed on a continental stage, do we?
Exactly,
There has to
and
be a consistency with the squad.
Ninal brings a very good point. Why exactly Nawaz though? Why exactly Nawaz?
Yeah.
There's been a whole series of events that's been very weird. You don't connect the dots. You think it's incredibly random, but when you look at it a bit deeper, you start to think maybe there's more to it, right? Nawaz was dropped for Naveen Kumar. Naveen Kumar does well. Then Nawaz is suddenly on his way out. Suddenly Goa get Dheeraj Singh, and suddenly Amrinder Singh is now looking at exit to Mumbai from Mumbai City FC, and Nawaz is linked with Mumbai. Is this all a coincidence, or has there been formal contact by the management earlier, and that's why Nawaz has been dropped, and now officially on his way out? You can't tell. That's the thing. But it seems too. It can't be a coincidence. It's too eerie to be a coincidence, right? How is it that suddenly he's dropped out of nowhere when he's been a mainstay for them, and suddenly he's sold, and suddenly he's already replaced? While Mumbai also all of a sudden are looking for a new goalkeeper because Amrinder Singh is on his way out.
Yeah, exactly. Just
I think it's
this
premeditated.
is
I don't think
really what the fuck.
it's premeditated, but I think that the first instinct was from the management was not to keep Amrinder Singh, but was to get Nawaz in to replace him. That was the first instinct.
Yeah, that is what pisses me off the most.
Exactly. That is what pisses me off beyond reason right now.
P2 Chappy.
Fuck's sake.
My god.
Diljit
Such a
Dosanjh.
P2 Trappy.
कुछ तो गड़बड़ है दया. Exactly. कुछ. Apparently Nawaz was not agreeing to FC Goa's offers. Could
Okay,
be.
but then that's like he's still got like the contract till the end of the year. Nah, would you drop a player middle of the year just because he's not extending?
Yeah, I think he wasn't agreeing to the contracts because
Exactly.
he's been in contact
Exactly.
with the Mumbai management.
Labara doesn't like Punjabi, so probably not good. Just likes that Moroccan music.
That's it. Habibi music. And the mint Moroccan mint.
I am honest, dude. I am going to go like in a fucking all-out campaign if we don't retain Amrinder. Like I will be mad pissed. Even more so if Nawaz comes in, I will fucking go nuts.
It
Dude.
just exactly. And the other news like Jackie coming in for Farouk after 4 months.
Yeah, I think
4
what?
months.
He signed Farouk for like on a 3+1 or some shit, and
Look,
then
yeah.
like 3 months in, you're like, oh no, I don't want this player. I want Jackie.
I don't look. I think now we're treating ISL like it's IPL, right? We just want to get the best players win, turnover. That's not why we wanted Lubera. We wanted Lubera to get that consistency, that long-term project under him and CFG. If this is the kind of things we're going to see from half the season, it for me it's worrying, right?
It's disappointing. I mean, you have Farouk. Farouk is not a bad player in any sense. He has a lot of potential. What I expected from him was that, okay, maybe he's sharing game time with like Rainier or Vipin. But I'm with me for what?
No, for the I'm laughing. I have a big man thing done now.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Sipping the tea, you know.
This guy's going full troops, man. Like,
Suck your mom. Suck your mom.
my mom says Lovera in. Are you mad?
Are you mad?
Nah. No, I'm not against Lobera or anything. Not yet.
Yeah, okay, disclaimer. 40 minutes
We're
in.
not against Lobera.
We're
We're
not
just
against
frustrated about the
Lobera.
Amrinder situation. We're very happy with how the club is performing, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, but I
But
do want
not
to.
happy.
I do want to talk about that, right? Um,
Yeah.
luckily I've got the fixtures open. Let me check. Okay. Uh, it's been what 12 games in now, 11 games in. I can't remember. 12 games in, right?
Hmm.
I do want to talk about our performances, right?
Hmm.
In which game do you remember us winning because we clearly outclassed the opposition and we scored goals that came from our play and not turnovers because of defensive errors from opposition or set pieces?
Probably BFC.
Probably BFC, and that too
I would
is
say 80k MB was like a good display, but then it's like the goal came from transition because it's very hard to create from open play for them, dude. Like,
yeah. Look again. If I'm an 80 Kmp fan, I can say that Garcia's on the floor. It's a shit excuse because if he knows that the ref
that
hasn't
was a
given
fair
him,
tackle.
it was a fair
That was a fair
tackle.
tackle.
But we were still 10 against 11. I'm not saying that we should have stopped because Garcia's clearly dived and he's clearly uh, it's a stupid move by him. If he knows the ref hasn't given him, get up and get on with the job. Don't
Huh.
because you can
Just
concede.
stop like, yeah.
It's incredibly stupid
Hmm.
because of less goals conceded, not because of more goals scored. Exactly, the team is on top because of less goals conceded and not because of more goals scored. Look again, we are what top league scorers, but
Hmm.
it's been our defense that set us apart from everything else. And
Huh.
Amrinder Singh has been the main reason for that. He's been immense.
Yeah.
He's truly been immense. Right now, look at the last game. Right, East Bengal, a set piece goal.
Hmm.
Hyderabad, we failed to score. Actually, we were very lucky to actually even escape with a victory. I mean, with a draw. Right, ATK Mohun Bagan. Obviously, we dominated, but they knew we were going to dominate, and the goal we did score is from a turnover. It's a good counter, but that's
Yeah.
besides the point, right? BFC first goal, set piece. Second, a brilliant goal. Third goal, again a set piece.
Hmm.
Kerala Blasters is
I think like
a
11 out of 11 of our goals have come from set pieces. 10 out of
12 now.
11.
I think yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. The what Kerala game? It's what a penalty
Set
and then
piece. Both of them from
both
set
set
pieces.
piece. The
Like
Hyderabad,
shambolic defending. Just got away with that.
yeah, we no regular team concedes that except Kerala, right? Then which one was it? The Hyderabad game. It's one screamer goal, which again is a good build-up play, and the second is what? Who scored the second goal?
Alfie,
Lafondra.
it was a mistake, and then
Yeah, he gets the ball from like a miss kick,
hmm,
right? Jamshedpur.
scored one because of a set play, I think.
No, it was a Bipin crossed it from the corner, and no, again I think they missed the kick, and the ball reaches Ogbechi and he buries that.
Oh yeah.
Right, Jamshedpur.
Yeah.
I mean Chennai 2-1, both set pieces again.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. East Bengal wala game.
East Bengal was one the long
Counter
range.
से one penalty, and then long range नहीं था, एक penalty था, एक counter था,
A
और
counter
एक set
which
piece था.
Borges played the long ball forward.
हाँ.
Then second was
एक penalty and then the Hernan goal
yeah.
from the set piece.
So here's our point. We're not scoring from our own plays. We're
Yeah.
scoring a lot of goals, no doubt. But we're scoring a lot of, I wouldn't say shit goals, but not great goals.
Like ideally we should be scoring more from open play rather than set pieces because we have like a very set template. I think the only thing carrying us at this point is like how phenomenally good Fall and Santana are in the air.
Exactly. It's
Like even if you got your zonal marking, man marking, blah 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 setup, it's gonna boil down to like a 1v1 against them and then they're winning the header.
exactly. Even It's a bit funny. I know the argument that Lovera will take time to develop this team into what he wants, etc., etc. But even still, we haven't seen a lot of good open plays. Even if we haven't scored from them, even if we saw a lot of them and failed to finish, all right, comes down to finishing, etc.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
haven't.
exactly. Ninad is like Alfie hasn't scored in his last 4 games, so yeah, I mean it does kind of come to that because Bipin's creating so much, so many players are creating, but then that final thing is missing. Remember that just that Bipin cross that came in yesterday, वो पूरा
That
wing
was.
पे बनाया था, and
It's
then
it's incredible how Lafondra missed that.
I don't know, dude. Like, ठीक है, but I think he's like the kind of player who takes a bit of time because you need to have those moments to
Yeah,
perfection. So fine, that's okay, but it's just that I'm more pissed off about the fact that we just kind of turn off sometimes.
exactly. Especially in the some games in the middle, like match day 6 to match day, I don't know, 8 or 9. You score two quick goals and then you just switch off and you allow pressure to build up and you just don't do anything against it.
Hmm.
Even
Chennai game
the Kerala game.
horrific. Jamshedpur horrific. Kerala game was just shit.
It
Then played well against VFC 80K. Hyderabad game, ठीक है, Hyderabad played well, but like, come on, man, we have to do better.
yeah.
Yesterday's
It's
game kind of got away.
it's there's a lot happening that people again I said the same thing when Costa was in charge. Just because we were winning, people were happy. But when you start to look at why we're winning and you start to
Hmm.
see, all right, it's not sustainable enough, it's not good enough.
Hmm.
It's you can't keep on doing this. At one point it will, backfire at you and it'll backfire really, really hard.
Hmm.
Right? So these are the things that are not making me too happy. Again,
Hmm.
after each match, we never did a live. At least I didn't because I just didn't feel like talking about it.
Hmm.
There's nothing great about any of the games.
Mood off.
Mood off, and I love it when we win because it's been forever. It's actually we have the best record in terms of how we're winning, but is
How
it good enough?
convincing is it?
How convincing is it? It's
You want to bring ACP on?
I don't have the setup for that. Wait.
Oh well,
Yeah,
slide
because
that.
again, I've joined after like we've gone live after some a month or something. I've forgotten about
We
everything.
haven't talked in a month, dude. Like, just let me and someone talk today. And then, like,
It's
I called up ACP with the incentive कि I'm like, हाँ live जा रहे हैं आजा, तेरे को बुलाएंगे. And then
oh damn.
बिठा दिया.
He's just commenting on. He's just commenting now. Alright, so here's my point about everything, right? There's too much happening behind the scenes that we're not paying attention to. And I think the more you look at it, the more you start to wonder if it's just papering over cracks. If each win is just a new floor on a foundation less building. The outgoing of Amrinder Singh, the potential outgoing of Amrinder Singh, is one of the biggest news that we've ever received as a fan, as a Mumbai City FC fan, and it's potentially the worst one we could have possibly received. When you get CFG in, you expect everything to go well, right? The worst you expect is fans not being happy because of how the fans are being treated. But you don't expect you to lose players that are not just icons for the club right now, but are just genuinely the best in the league. For
Yeah,
me,
I mean, these are basic fucking fundamentals, right? Like, pre-CFG Mumbai, fine. Maybe we wouldn't have been financially able to
keep
uh,
him.
take it on with 80 kmb. But then I know that Mumbai City would at least have a plan. If they knew that he wouldn't stay, they would have a proper replacement for him. If they
Exactly.
knew that, okay, we can keep him, they would make him sign a contract a year early. But there was this certain professionalism and maturity with the decisions. Here, it just seems like I don't know what's going on with the decisions, man. Like the whole Jackie Chan thing and this and that. Like, come on.
I feel there has to be something better, and I personally, I believe that even if we're at top, Lubera is under pressure. He's under pressure not only to deliver wins, which is obviously expected of a manager, but he's also under pressure to keep the morale high. We've seen Lubera sides burst up unexpectedly before, like what happened with FC Goa, and even though all the former FC Goa players are coming to join him, it begs to the question that is it the players who had a problem with him, or is it everyone except the players, the actual
Exactly, yeah.
the actual decision makers, even.
Is it like a traveling band of problems that just goes club to club? Yes, there is a short-term success, but then there's like a disarray that follows with them.
A big
You know,
disarray, a long-term disarray,
yeah.
which becomes irreparable after a few seasons, I guess.
Hmm.
Topping the table should not be looked at as an achievement. It should be how you top the table. And so far, I'm not that convinced. And it's been 12 games in.
Yeah. I mean,
I know it's a shocker,
man.
and people will be
it's
surprised.
it's perspective, right? It's perspective. Like I feel like I'm saying things right now which I wouldn't say if I didn't know about the Amrinder thing, or like certain things that I didn't know. So
Yeah.
it's definitely about perspective. And sure, maybe every club has its own set of problems, right? Like you have what, 35 players plus 15 members of staff plus owners, so that's like 50 plus people. Obviously you can't have 50 plus people agreeing on the same thing about everything. There's going to be some problems. Just but what bothers me the most is that history is repeating itself here.
Mm-hmm.
When we initially got to know about Lobera, this, that, CFG coming in, we expected like a new image. We expected him to do something new here. We expected our own batch of players to improve, us finding talents, developing them, and not him buying everyone he knows.
There's, again, a lot of considerations that you don't understand, a lot of things that people probably don't notice. But when things, kind of go up in flames, you just go, wow, that was unexpected. But
Hmm.
was it really? That's my question. If the news that we're hearing and everything surrounding the players is happening again, you have to start wondering, can't be a coincidence. It just can't be a coincidence. Getting players you're comfortable with is one thing, but neglecting the existing players just to get your own players back, especially the Indian ones, who are just as good, if not better, that's the tipping point for me. You would need a lot. You need to do a lot more to convince me
Hmm.
that I can back you as not just a manager, but as a person who's ready to develop my club into something special.
Yeah.
And right
Supposed to be
now,
an image.
exactly right now, I'm not only on the fence, I'm starting to be a non-believer in a lot of things. It's a very pessimistic view. I know. I'm just that kind of a person. I'm pessimistic about my
No, I
things.
get you though. It's like as a fan, you're always on the extremes, right? Like either you're riding on the high end, being like, we are the best club to ever exist, blah blah blah. Or you're like, we are absolutely unprofessional. I mean, like, to everyone who's listening, you have to take what we say with a pinch of salt. There's like worse managed clubs like Odisha and whatnot, obviously.
Exactly.
Right. We're glad we aren't them, but it's frustrating. So we're just mad and we're
Because we
just
just
trying
have
to tell
so
you on
much to
our side of the
lose.
thing. Yeah.
And we're starting to lose some of the most valuable things we have.
Yeah.
It is frustrating. Also, the chats just stop for me, so I don't know if just no one wants to chat anymore.
Refresh.
If I refresh, then the live will go away.
अभी आया हाँ Odisha Salt Bay
Club
Club.
fam. Oh, it's. I don't know. For me, the club has a lot of. Will have a lot of questions to answer if Amrinder Singh leaves that easily. This easily, it shouldn't be the case. I would point fingers at every party involved in this decision making process, but for me, you can't make decisions like these and expect to get away with them. There would have to be some responsibility, some accountability, and so far we've got nothing except, you know,
Yeah,
sad news, I guess.
just dard.
Just that. Who's the new guy on the left? Yeah, no. Sagar Shinde for goalkeeper. No, Carlton for goalkeeper. No, Clyde for goalkeeper. No, Carlton.
Lights chilling in Danu.
Danu, yeah. But is Danu, so is he really chilling? Uh, what if I'm in the city?
Manas, we will dance if he does.
Look, that's
On live.
that's how it should be. I don't know if this deal is an actual deal, or if it's him trying to get more money in Mumbai, or if it's because of his new management or whatever. But a definite thing is that there is genuine interest from Amrinder to leave the club, and it's, for me, the decision making is just too easy. It should have been a lot harder than what it comes across right now, so that hurts a lot. Others Singh Belly's best. We will not mention any references about Adarsh or Super Power Football on this channel.
Yeah, we have like a
It's sworn.
NDA now on
It's
that.
yeah. We can't talk about them. We'll get a DMC and we'll get banned for life. Do we have anything more to talk about, or have we depressed everyone
No.
enough for today?
Yeah, I think I'm just like pretty sad now and fuck man.
Thank you so much, man. ACP, we love you so
Rona
much.
aega bhi. Legit. I was like midway. I was just like, oh my god.
I've never been sadder about anything.
I'm just fucking numb. I'll tell you what. I'm literally just numb, dude. There's like
When I saw Khel Now Creative, my body just went sap. My ego is boosted, fam.
it's just shit's been going on for a while, you know, and then it's like you take hits, and then
Hits.
it's just like,
Yeah.
when is it gonna end, Robbie?
When is it going to end, Robbie? Oh, by the way, videos may be few and far between because we've started to develop personally in our life. Both of us have started to grow.
Yes, Summer got a job.
I got a
Summer
job. I got a coaching job at MDFA Super Team. And Shlok, I don't know if you want to tell people about it.
I'm going to be a father soon.
Yeah, he's actually 6 months pregnant. It's a miracle.
What am I supposed to tell or not tell people? I still don't know what.
Oh,
you're talking
about the license.
Oh yeah, I gave the D license course, dude. So
Yeah, so the D license
call me
course.
if you all got offers. Oh yeah, wait, hold up. I got the book right here, bro.
Oh, same. I started studying for next month.
Hey.
So
Gang.
gangs. Yeah. So sorry for not making videos.
We'll make them if the club keeps Amrinder, so like push them to do that, or
It's
else
up to
like
you guys now. Do you want to see more shit
yeah,
content?
it's up to you now,
It's
dude.
up to you.
It's up to you.
None of
You're
my
not
liability.
I think we should just like
Don't take the D. Yeah, I think we should just end the life. Thank you so much for coming in. I know people expect these lives to be fun. But yeah, this was depressing as fuck. I can't even lie. Even talking about it for like what? How long? An hour, 3 minutes? Fucking hell. I'm super depressed. And I don't know if you can see the stickers at my cupboard, but one of them is Amrinder Singh.
if he leaves, I'm going to vandalize your mural. By the way, I'm just saying.
I'm going to vandalize my mural. That's a fact. I'm going to say something
I
about.
will vandalize it before because Borivali is closer, so I'll reach before you.
But then I can just go to Ghatkopar and take a metro.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm just going to write passport dikha or something. I don't know.
Shlok was going to call me while he was at Soba. Huh, fucker, you were busy. Okay, I asked you, we can hang out on 11th or 16th because match hai, let's watch the match together. Like, nahi, I'm busy. Acha, theek hai.
That's just Ankit. Supports Bihar. Chal, anyway.
Sorry, bro. Watching Bihar FC match.
Sheesh Bihar United. Okay, I think. Anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for joining in, and yeah, hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye bye. End stream.